So I did a live the other day foiling nails using UV nail products, and the question came about, can we use it doing our own foil adhesive versus nail foil adhesives, and how would that work? And the consensus has been that the foil adhesives hasn't been isn't great under with nail polish, and I'm not so sure I agree. So we're going to try a little experiment. It may be more the thickness of the adhesive than the actual adhesive itself. So we're trying a couple experiments to see what happens. And I'm going to flip the camera down. Hopefully I don't drop it. Earlier, when this video is complete, you will have seen me fast forward doing the application of the nail polish on these little nail tips. And here, marked on these, I have 0, 1 to 1, and 2 to 1. So what I'm doing now is these have dried for 10 minutes, and this is a timed test to see, because I know that's going to be an issue. For example, if you're at home doing at a salon, whatever, you know, nobody wants to sit in the salon forever. So I'm taking a little bit of our Artsyville foil adhesive and putting it in 3 of these containers, these openings. I have more than I could possibly need. And the reason I'm doing it like this is very simple. We're going to do this with full strength adhesive, adhesive thin 1 to 1, and then adhesive thin 2 to 1 with water. So the first test here is going to be straight out of the can. Again, you got to put it on thin. My nail polish has dried for 10 minutes. About how long you'd probably be able to stand sitting in a nail salon before they want to do something else. Again, I'm applying this thinly. I'm not applying it thick, because the more thickness I give, the harder it's going to be, and the harder it's going to be to get a good firm dry on it, and the longer you're going to have to wait for it to dry. So now I've applied it thin there, and let's see. I actually didn't need 3 cups of this. I could have probably just thinned it down this way. So I'm going to thin it down approximately 1 to 1 here. And it's going to change the consistency dramatically. And this is, just understand, this is generally not recommended. You're not supposed to thin it like this. Jennifer recommends 5% max, but we're going full 50 here because we want to see how it handles things on nails. I fully expect there to be some dismal failure with this. Actually, I'm going to change that 2 to 1 because I can already see how thin this is. I don't want to thin it anymore. I'm actually going to make this 2 to 1 the other way around. I'm going to put 2 parts foil adhesive to 1 part water. Sorry, I got my brush in my mouth. 2 to 1. Adhesive to water. Adhesive to water. And let's see, I'll put some of this back in here. That's going to be about right. Really, this is all an issue of, can we get the adhesive on and have it strong enough to release the foils well without being so thick it interferes with the proper curing of nail polish. Now, Jennifer's recommended cure time is 30 minutes to an hour before releasing. Well, we know nobody's going to sit in a nail salon that long. And when you add water to things too, that speeds the setup time. So as soon as all of these have dried clear, we're going to go back and release foil with them, and we'll see how well they do. And I can already see I've got adhesive thicker here at the tips than I do on the ends, because the curve wants it to run and pool. So the thicker application here is going to be more uniform, but I just don't know how it's going to dry. So we'll be back. Okay, we're back. It's been about 10 to 12 minutes. The adhesive has dried clear on all of these. And just so everybody knows where I started, I bought little inexpensive acrylic nails from the drugstore. I used Sally Hansen Extreme Wear. I basically purchased the least expensive products I could in the grocery store, because if what we're about to do will hold up to that, then it will hold up to a lot. All right, so this is the adhesive that has been thinned. 2 parts adhesive, 1 part water. This is 1 part adhesive, 1 part water. This is 0 thinned down. I have a bunch of little different scraps of foil, so we're gonna see how they all release. This is my least hopeful, since I've thinned the adhesive the most there. And we're just drawing different colors because each one of these will release differently as well. Okay, this is our Odell foil, which should look really cool on a nail if this releases. And you can see I did my own nails, but what I did with my nails, I used a UV treatment glue and not anything else. Well, that worked. That released, and it would have released a lot better on an actual fingernail, not with me doing it this way. I've just used some E6000 to stick these little things. Ooh, and I'm even getting it to release on there. How nice of me. Well, I know that one's gonna work too. All right, so there's the Odell released. And let's see. Now that we're just gonna go over stuff. This is regular foil. This does not work for fabric. So I wanna see how it releases. And we're gonna do it on the one that I just put adhesive all over and release some Odell on. So I can see already that's gonna release really well. And I gotta watch my fingers here. Ugh, I've got stuff sticking to me. So I'm having no problems with release. We're gonna find out though. Okay, so this is Serengeti. And I wanna release it on, see how it releases. This is a V-mask foil, and I wanna see how it releases with the most thinned down adhesive. And it actually releases okay. I have a feeling the imperfections in the release have more to do with my application than the adhesive. And I'm right, because it's just all releasing really, really, really well. So I want to do these. I want to see how well the release is on it. This is holographic gold, so we're going to do this on the full force foil. And then we're going to top coat them. And when the top coat's dry, I want to test them to see how hard they dry. So that see if they're actually, you know, usable as actual, how you'd live with them on your fingertips. Okay, now the one issue I'm going to see right here with using it full strength is that there are some brush marks. I can see brush marks at the edge, and I did not get, again, this kind of stuff here, that's failure of application. That's me putting it on. I'm not a nail tech. I just was, you know, I play one on TV. But the brush marks are absolutely an issue of the product because it is thicker. All right, so we're gonna use some shattered glass on this one. And I'm just testing these to see how they all release. I know the ones that are going up here on the full strength adhesive will release fine. It's more the brush marks and stuff, because I do see quite a few. Okay, let's try down here. Okay, this is Abigail flowers. We'll go in the middle. I think we're seeing a lot of really much better release than I had hoped for with this. Because the other part is I applied it really thin. This 1-to-1, I am really impressed with how well it's releasing. I didn't think that was going to be successful. I thought I was going to have a huge flop with that. All right, this is Galaxy glitter? Nova glitter? I can't remember which one. Too many foils, not enough brain cells. It's one of the glitter foils. It's Galaxy Glitter, Nova Glitter, I can't remember which one. Oh, that came out great. That really released nicely. Oh yeah. All right, so we're gonna try this one, which is Copper Slade. We'll put it up here. It's a V-Mask. V-Mask is a little stiffer as a foil in general. That's why I was a little concerned with how they release. I gotta tell you, they're all releasing really well, even with the thin. So on the nails itself, I'm actually very pleased with the releases that are on this thinned down foil adhesive. I think it's better for the foil, for the nails. It's just releasing really easily. So you could, it successfully so far, I'd say you can thin this down at least 1 to 1. All right, we got one less nail to do, and I have a blue foil and I have this one. So I'm looking at my colors. Let's go with the blue. It's right there. Let's do that way. Make sure I get a little variation in the color showing, and I'm gonna have to get the side edge here. All right, so these all took it fine. This, just touching these, this one still feels softer. And then what we're gonna do now is, again, bought Sally Hansen Hard as Nails Strengthening Top Coat. Cheapest one I could find at the store. I couldn't even find like the cheap old dollar ones that I used to be able to find. I had to actually buy a brand. So we're gonna top coat these and we're gonna see how it holds up. Okay, I will tell you that I just top coated over the Odell, and it changed the way the Odell read a little bit. It's a little less blue peacocky kind of color and got lighter and showing more green. The other thing I am noticing is on the fabric foils, that the top coat makes it want to crinkle up a little bit, not almost like it wants to eat the foil just a little bit to give it a little bit of a crinkly texture, but it still looks killer. It just, instead of being that perfectly smooth, shiny that we originally get with foils, it wants to do some funny stuff. Let me see if I can zoom in. It's gonna let me zoom? No, it's not gonna let me zoom. So I will hold these up closer once they're dry. I'm gonna let them dry here for another 10 minutes and then we'll talk about where they got to.